if it was Christmas, which it is, and if you could have any car appear under your tree, what car would you want that to be? That then expanded into what 3 cars, because we couldn't decide on one. So that's what we did. We thought, do you know what? Why not, viewers and listeners? We'll give you a little insight into our motoring brains as we gift each other. Theoretically, I can't stress this enough. The 3 cars that we would like to get each other for Christmas. And so I said to Stu, "What 3 cars would you like, mate?" And he started off with this. So, Stu, do you want to talk us through your festive selection of cars?
Yes, I do. More than happy to. The first one that we're looking at here, for anyone just listening in, is the Shelby GT500, the 1967 version. This is just pure muscle car. It's just a piece of wonder, really. It's massively impractical. It's not going to give you any kind of great gas mileage. There's going to be no power steering or anything like this. This is a car for pure, absolute pleasure as well for it. I've always been a fan of the American muscle kind of cars, and this is the creme de la creme for me. I would absolutely do a cartwheel if I was to find one of these, or keys to one of these underneath. I don't know what it'd be like for parallel parking outside my house. I think I might kind of struggle with it. But just look at it. It is beautiful.
It is. I agree. I think it's a beautiful car. Was this the one in Gone to 60 Seconds? Not this actual model that we're looking at, but was this Eleanor? Eleanor!
It's entirely possible it was, yeah.
Yeah. Cracking car. Good start. It's wrapped up. It's coming for you under the tree.
Thanks, mate.
It's all right. Best of all the Mustangs, if I'm honest. There's been a number of iterations, and I think I actually agree with you. I think if this turned up for Christmas, I would be happy. But you did get slightly more sensible for your second choice.
Was it?
Second car that you would want for Christmas under your tree?
Yes. Obviously, we've had another James Bond film released this year, the last one for Daniel Craig. So I kind of went for a bit of a twofer one for the old Bond cars. I've gone for the Aston Martin DB5. Obviously, Sean, bless his soul. I don't know why a Scottish person had to do the Sean accent there.
I don't know.
He certainly drove this car, as did Daniel Craig in Skyfall as well. This is just beautiful. I don't know any car enthusiast who would not want this exact car from it. I want to actually also say that it featured in Catch Me If You Can as well, did it not?
It did. That is
Leonardo
a
DiCaprio.
horrendous bit of trivia,
Yeah,
but very,
really
very
is.
accurate.
But once again, a beautiful car. It did feature on Is It Fast as well as part of the conversion to electric.
Did the Lunas, wasn't it?
Yeah, they were talking about these, but I will keep mine original if you don't mind, if that's
not
possible.
Not the version that we're looking at here, which was the £3 million remake of the Aston Martin from the Bond films, where you could have drop down machine guns that were actually LEDs and stuff, which I realise now is the photo I've got. But
I'll take those. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, exactly. DB5, very classy. You're 6'4"?
6'4", yeah.
You never fit in one, mate. Sorry, it's not happening.
You can't say that to me.
You would have to fold yourself up like a cheap deck chair in order to get into that. But
you know what? For this car, I would.
Yeah, well, you fold it up for less. But yeah, agreed. Beautiful car. Again, so far 2 out of 2 for me agreeing to you.
Oh, thank you.
Third car, because it was only 3 from you could put on Santa's list.
Yeah,
interesting choice, mate.
I went absolutely ridiculous.
Viewers at home.
Essentially, I want to be Arnold Schwarzenegger. I have gone for the Hummer H2. As previously discussed, my height, this is probably the most sensible car for me. It will drink petrol like it's going out of fashion.
Which it is.
I want to say as well, where I used to live in Edinburgh, there was a dad that used to take his kid on the school run in a Hummer.
What a
I
legend.
kid you not. Yeah, absolute legend. This must have been the most popular kid in school, going up to the primary school that was just at the end of my road. Um, it is totally impractical. Why on earth you would need one of these on UK roads that you're not basically going to be kind of going off to war in? But they are head turners. They are absolutely fantastic. I would love one of these. I'd love to even have a shot in one.
Yeah, I've got to say, I was never a fan of Hummers of any variety or variation. I do now know someone personally that owns one. We both do actually. He's the founder and manager of a well-known British touring car team. But I won't disclose his identity just in case someone spots him in it. It's quite a Larry Hummer. He's actually trying to sell it. So if anyone's actually in the market to buy a Hummer H2, which is what he's got, do messages at the end of this show, and I can talk to you about the price. Completely true. But in the flesh, they're actually not too bad. They don't look great in photos. They're not very photogenic, but they do actually look okay. They're massive.
Yes.
That is the thing. They're massive. The steering wheel's on the wrong side. You can't park it in an NCP for love nor money. And they are going to get, at best, you'll get about 20 miles to the gallon out of it. At absolute best.
I will park that thing anywhere I blooming fancy. There's no way it's getting towed. No one's going to be able to put a clamp on that thing.
That's actually quite true. Yeah. So there you go. So the third car off your Christmas list, 3 of 3, is a Hummer H2. I'll be honest, when we were talking about this, I wasn't expecting this to be your Christmas car of choice. But there you go. A Mustang 1967 Shelby GT, Aston Martin DB5, and a Hummer H2 are your Christmas list choices for Santa. Mine are quite different.
You've got me at a bit of a disadvantage because obviously I had to give you my free because you very astutely put together the podcast every week for the images and everything like that. So I've got no idea what's coming now.
No.
Actually, what is your first car?
So this is an interesting thing. There's actually some similarities.
Oh,
but picking only 3 cars, by the way, is really tough.
Yeah.
But we didn't give it any context. We were just 3 cars. So my first car that I would ask Father Christmas for, if I could have a car under the tree, would be an Aston Martin Vantage.
Oh.
V8, which I know is going to be unpopular because everyone's like, get a V12 Vantage. I don't think so. I think it's too big an engine. I think it's too heavy. I don't think it's very good. V8 Vantage, the old shape for anyone that's listening. From specifically, I'd take one from 2005 to 2008, which universally was the worst time to buy a Vantage. You started it with a key that was basically from a Ford Focus because Ford was still very heavily involved with Aston Martin at that time. If you're watching the podcast, that is me driving an Aston Martin Vantage in the south of France, which is the coolest photo I bloody own. I don't even know if I own it. Sorry, Robin, the photographer who took this. I've nicked it.
I thought it was the French speed cameras that took this. Fair enough.
No, although this very car was caught about 5 hours later by a Spanish speed camera as we went over the Pyrenees. If anybody from the Spanish civil authorities is watching, I wasn't driving it at that point. So that's fine.
The line work on this is absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
Mate, it's a beautiful car. It's horrible in so many ways. The handbrake is odd to deal with. It would have to be in a manual. That car there is a manual. It's an incredible car. It was thank you to the Modern Classic Car Club that we've done a lot of work with over the years. It was this car belonged to them. Absolutely stunning car. So that would be my first choice under the Christmas tree. A 2005 to 2008 Aston Martin Vantage V8 manual. Awful car. Beautiful and brilliant in every way. Just fantastic. And you can actually pick up a decent example for under £30,000 now.
There you go. Same price as a watch, apparently.
Same price as a watch. I know which one I'd pick. Aston Martin Vantage 2005, 2008, every single time. That would be on my list. The next one's weird.
Go on.
The next one's really weird. So I would go for a...
That's a Volvo.
Yeah.
No, but
Right.
nobody's wish list should say the word Volvo.
Yeah, but it's a very specific Volvo.
Okay.
Now,
you were kind to me. Go on, you go.
okay. I would go also ask Santa for. Now, this is just for this Christmas. If Santa was giving three cars out a year every year, it would get out of hand pretty quick. But if I really was like, because sometimes for Christmas you ask for things that you want and need that are practical. That's how all of us get socks and pants every year. None of us go and buy socks and pants. We wait for Christmas, we ask them, and we get what we need. Volvo XC90 T8, so the hybrid that's got 350 brake horsepower, in titanium blue, pulsar blue, whatever. This is what I would ask for because I need a big car in my life.
Yeah.
I already have a big car, which is a Volvo. But if I was asking for a new one, I'd be like, do you know what? Get me an XC90 T8 because our design, because you get the nice big 22-inch rims or 21-inch rims, depending how you're feeling. I would probably go for the 21s. It's quick as hell, but it's a Volvo. So stealth, no one pays it much attention, gets the job done. The XC90 is a minibus in size, which is perfect for me moving crew around. You're welcome. Moving equipment around and moving a dog around. And it's massive. It's arguably too big, but whatever. It's Christmas, right? Yeah. So, yes, the XC90 T8 R design, which retails at around about 50, 60, 70 grand, depending on the option list. So it's not massively
bad. There's a lot of motor there for that kind of money.
Yeah.
And I did laugh, but Volvos, as you say, are stealth, but they are massively reliable cars, and the design and finish on them is always next to perfect. So that's not silly.
So Christmas time, asking for something that I need rather than is a bit exuberant. I would take the XC90 T8 over a Range Rover Sport HSE any day, and I'll fight you for that. And I've driven lots of XC90s, and I've driven lots of Range Rover Sports, and I love the Range Rover Sport because I am essentially a footballer trying to get out. But the reality is, this is what I would actually go for. I'd actually pick this, and then lastly, little left field, BMW M4 Competition, the new one. Now, this took a while to grow on me, but hear me out. This is a car that I liked the old M4, as rubbish as it was. Yeah. You couldn't put the power down. The M3 was a better shout. M4 was just essentially the M3 Coupe replacement. Probably didn't get the love it deserved. It's got a bit of a bad reputation. The M4 Competition, this one that we're looking at here, if you're watching, is actually the X-Drive version, so the four-wheel drive version that's got an even more shade thrown at it, but is actually the version I would get. Because it becomes a bit more manageable, but also just a bit more practical in the real world. But you still can have a Larry tail-happy beast if you want. But I would get the M4 Competition. I like the grille, which everybody hates, apparently. It has incredible road presence. I have had the privilege of driving the old M4, and I took the new M4 out earlier in the year, and I would still have both, but Christmas is here. If Santa is paying, then I would get the new M4 Competition. It's classier than the old one. It's all the car you could need. I think you could just about get away with it from a GT perspective. And I'm really starting to love modern BMWs. So that would finish off my Christmas collection.
I think that's very fair. Yeah, I was a big fan of the grille as well. As you said, did kind of divide opinion, probably a 70-30 divide for it. But I do like the modern BMWs. They are coming back. Yeah.
Exactly. But what would you have under your tree? Tell us what three cars, I know it's hard, but tell us what three cars you would pick if Santa could deliver them off his list for you this Christmas. It's a tough one, but try and be sensible. But tell us what three cars would you...
I'd be sensible, unlike me.
Yeah, yours were particularly crazy, I'll be honest with you. But tell us, what three cars would you put on your Christmas list for Santa to be delivered? We share ours, but please do share yours.